Today what we will do, we will start some different topic, and the different topic is like exceptions. I will tell you why we need it, why we need exceptions and all those things. Okay, so here exceptions means, say for instance, let me create one simple example. Okay, let me write one simple class. So I'm going to create a class name is exception. So here, right, we need to use some package com.test, and I'm going to select public static void main, select it and finish it. So this is a simple Java class, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let me remove the comment. Okay, now here what I want to do, so I'm going to calculate some average. Int average equal to some 100 by 10, correct? I'm printing the value. Average equal to plus avj, correct? What I will get here, 100 by 10. So I will get
10.
results as a 10, correct? Average equal to 10.
10.
Okay, let's see the results. Yes, so average equal to 10. This is perfect, right? Okay, say for instance, by wrongly I had given like this. Did you see this 100 by 10? What will happen? By mistakenly I had given like this. So did you see this
Exceptions. Yes.
exception? It failed. Our program is failed, and we are not seeing our, say, average equal
Result.
to some number. So we are not able to see anything. We user, say for instance, user will see these results, correct? So user
Yes.
don't know, it's displaying some red message, exception in thread main java dot lang dot arithmetic exception divided by 0. Something is displaying, correct? User not able to understand this one. User expecting only average equal to something or some meaningful message like a system failed, please try again, please try after some meaningful message, correct? So user not able to understand these kind of failure scenarios or negative scenarios, correct? Are these called like exception scenarios? So to
Okay.
handle these kind of scenarios, what we have to do, so we have to provide, or we need to take care these kind of exceptional scenarios or negative scenarios or failure scenarios. So to handle these kind of scenarios, what we have to do, so which statement it is giving problem?
The line number 8.
Line number 8 is giving problem due to some data, correct? Due to some data. So this, if I give 10 it will work, correct? If I give 90 it will work. Only whenever I'm giving 0 it is failing. So it is a problem with purely about data.
Okay.
So it's problem about purely some data
Data.
to, yes, yeah, data, based on the data. So to solve these kind of issues we are going to use exceptions in Java programming language. So how to handle these exceptions? So now I'll give example. So we need to, first of all, we need to find out where this exception can occur, may occur, correct? So wherever you are doing this kind of arithmetic operations, so it may fail because of due to you are going to divide by 0. So this is a scenario. To handle these scenarios, what we have to do, so this particular line we need to protect it by a syntax like this: try, open bracket, and you can keep this particular line, whatever line it may cause failure scenarios, you can keep this in a try,
Mm-hmm.
and catch exception E.
Y-E.
Yeah, I will tell you that one. Yeah.
Okay.
And see here there is a error. Why the error is? Do you see this?
Yep.
So average, what is the error? If you see here, right? AVG
Average.
cannot be resolved to a variable, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning,
Mm-hmm.
so the variable is declared inside this bracket, correct? Open bracket and close
Mm-hmm.
bracket. So this variable lifespan is only within this open
Try.
bracket, yeah, within this try only. So we cannot access outside,
Okay.
because this is a local variable and available only within this bracket. You are not able to access
Uh-huh.
outside the variable, sorry, outside the bracket.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, if at all if you want to access it, what you have to do, whether you can write this statement inside the
Catch. Yeah.
try, or you can declare this variable
Mm-hmm.
like outside like this, equal to 0, default value you can give as a 0, and you can remove it here. Now the variable is available here, meaning so we can able to access and inside this, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So from this bracket to till here you can able to access this variable anywhere. So just
Okay.
to increase it the scope, so we declared here, so you can able to access inside this bracket anywhere, correct? So now the error is
Mm-hmm.
gone.
Okay.
So we need to find out the which line it may create a problem, and that particular line we need to keep under try and followed by try followed by catch. So this is the
Mm-hmm.
syntax: catch and exception. Yeah, now we will see what is this exception. So whenever some problem occurred, right? So what JVM will do, JVM will create an object. JVM will create an object. Not user is not creating any object here. So JVM will create an object, and it will create an object and it will give to us. So this is an object, exception object. Who created this object? JVM. So like we are creating an object like customer C equal to new customer, correct?
Yes.
In the similar way, this is an object created by JVM, and this
Mm-hmm.
is
Yep.
your object reference E.
Okay.
So what is the purpose of this E? See, if you want to see what is the exception, developer can able to understand it. So then what we have to do, E dot, so this is an object. Inside this object, if you want to see the methods, there is so many methods are available. Just call one
Mm-hmm.
of the method is print stack trace. It will give some information about the exception, why the failure happened.
Okay.
Okay, now let me run it. Did you see this? First, average equal to
Zero.
0, and it's displaying something divided by 0, meaning so there are so many exceptions are available in Java. So one example is there are so many different types of exceptions are available. We will discuss slowly one by one. So the first one is
Okay.
arithmetic exception. Arithmetic means whenever you are doing number by 0,
Mm-hmm.
so that
Mm-hmm.
exception we used to call as a java.lang dot arithmetic exception. So here divided by 0. So
Mm-hmm.
this developer can able to understand it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But user
Mm-hmm.
not able to understand, correct? So for that
Mm-hmm.
what we have to do, you have to comment out. You should not display like this. So you can display.
So you were saying under catch, we
Yeah.
should instead of using E something something,
You
or
write
we.
meaningful
That is with
message.
Caesar, right?
Yes, you can write some meaningful message.
Okay.
So you can display like this. So this statement, so this average you can keep, once we calculate the average, then you can keep the statement here. So everything is fine, then it will be displayed here. Say for instance, now let me run it. So what is displaying now?
The second thing, the
Yeah,
catch thing.
yes, catch thing. Problem occurred while calculating average. Because see here you are doing here divided by 0. So did you see the line number 11 is executing in this case?
No.
Because so whenever it will create a problem, meaning that line number 10, so
Uh-huh.
rest of the lines, say for instance here one line is there,
Uh-huh.
so rest of the lines it will not execute, it will skip all the lines directly, it will come to catch block and it will execute it,
Uh-huh.
because the program is
Okay.
failed at line number 10.
Okay.
So because
So
of
program
that,
is showing that the problem occur at line 10. So we
correct,
have to, change them or brush them.
correct,
Mm.
yes, it will skip rest of the lines and directly it will
Uh-huh.
come and it will execute
Yeah.
the catch block.
Okay.
So now user can able to understand this one clearly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So but developers still want to know what is happened exactly. For that what you will do, you can call this message just below, like here, like this. So inside the exception object, so there is a method called print stack trace. It will give some information about the exception, why the exception came. Now I will run it again back.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see this now? So user can able to
Yes.
understand first line, correct?
Yes.
And the second and third line developer can able to understand.
Yes.
So what is the exception? Because you are trying to divide it some number by
Right.
0. So because of that this
Mm-hmm.
exception came.
Mm-hmm.
So you are trying to divide it, a number by
Right.
0. So
Zero.
because of that this exception came.
Mm-hmm.
And say for instance, now let me give here 90. See here 100 by 90. What will happen? Let me calculate it. So we are getting average equal to 1 clearly, correct?
One. Mm-hmm.
So we are getting a results. So if everything is
Mm-hmm.
fine, this line will execute all the lines. If something
Mm-hmm.
problem with this particular line, then the rest of lines will not execute directly. It will jump and it will execute catch block. After that, whatever lines are available, average calculation is done. Correct? After that,
Mm-hmm.
if something problem in this line, directly it will come and it will execute the catch block and it will proceed the remaining lines.
Okay.
And you, so now you understand, right, the program where it will terminate and how it will execute, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now let me run again and I will show you what. See. So first it is calculating average and it is printing it. So now did you see the catch
Mm-hmm.
block is executed?
No,
So
because we are giving the proper information.
yes, if it is a failure in try block anywhere, then only catch block will execute, otherwise it will not execute it.
Okay.
If there is a failure happen in this try block, then only catch block will execute, otherwise it will not execute.
Uh-huh.
If there is a failure, then remaining lines will not execute and it will execute catch block and it will try to execute below the catch block lines.
Okay.
So this is the simple example and the syntax of try and catch.
Okay.
So
Okay.
try should follow always catch. You cannot do program like this. Did you see it? Did you can able to compile it?
No,
It is saying
I never.
finally something is missing, correct? So definitely
Mm-hmm.
try should followed by
Catch.
catch block. So this is
Mm-hmm.
one way to write the program, and the second way is whether you can write try catch, or there is another statement called finally. Either try should followed by catch or finally,
You said or, right?
or yes.
Either try or catch or try or finally, right?
Correct, yes. What is the
Okay.
difference? I will tell you. So this one is clear, right? This example.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me rewrite the same example again with one more program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm going to copy the entire lines. So because this
Mm-hmm.
program is clear, I'm going to rewrite the same program with a little bit changes.
Mm-hmm.
So average equal to 0, and now,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't want to write catch. So compiler will
Mm-hmm.
fail. Compiler will not allow to compile this program. So instead of
Mm-hmm.
catch, I'm going to write finally.
Okay.
So now compilation is success.
Okay.
So now let me write one statement here. I am from
Finally.
finally block.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see now it is so instead of catch, what I have written here finally, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
let me run it. And did you see this program executed successfully, but still some finally block is executing. Average
Mm-hmm.
equal to 1, and I am from finally block, and average calculation is done.
Okay.
So this is a positive scenario, and finally block
Mm-hmm.
also executed, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now let me give some negative scenario, 100 by 0.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me run it. Did you see this? What is happening now?
Yeah, it's directly going to the finally number 14, I believe.
Correct,
So it
directly it
says
is
error.
going to finally block. And rest of the thing is
Oh.
not executing. Average calculation is done. So
Mm-hmm.
finally block is executing in either success scenario or failure scenario always, correct? See here I am from finally block. So
Mm-hmm.
either in success or failure case always finally block will execute.
Mm-hmm.
Catch block will execute only in failure scenarios. These are the classes. Catch will execute only exception scenarios, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So this point is clear, right?
Yes.
And finally will execute always. Finally will execute always. But here if you see here, did you see any proper message like problem occurred while calculating average? Did you see that kind of proper message? We are not able to define
I
it, correct?
see arithmetic exceptions.
Yes, that is not clear one. So to modify this program, I'm going to refactor this program again with a little bit change. I'm going to copy the same file and paste it, and I'm going to modify demo3. Demo3, same file, I renamed it. So this finally block, before writing finally
Mm-hmm.
you can write catch also. See here the syntax.
we can also use three things at the same time,
Correct,
right?
yes.
Try, catch, and finally. Okay.
Correct, yeah. Try, catch, finally.
Uh-huh.
So now inside catch block I will write the old stuff, whatever we have written. Problem occurred while calculating. Problem occurred while calculating average, something. Now this is a failure scenario. Now let me run it and we will see what is
Mhm.
the results. Did you see it? What is saying? Problem occurred while calculating average,
Right. Yeah.
and I am from
Uh,
finally block, and finally
mm-hmm.
block also executing, catch block also executing, and last statement also executing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this is clear, right?
Everything is easy.
Everything is
Yes.
executing.
Mm-hmm.
So here the catch point is the finally block will execute always, correct?
Okay. Yes.
So that is the nutshell point. Finally block will execute always and the catch block will execute only in case of exception scenarios.
Okay.
And the syntax is try followed by catch, and finally is optional. If you want, see in first example, did you see any finally block?
No.
Finally is optional. If at all if you want to keep the finally block, it should
Mm-hmm.
be followed by try, catch, finally. So this is the order we have to follow.
Try, catch, finally. Okay.
Yes, try, catch, finally. So in
Mm-hmm.
interview, most of the time they will ask what is the difference between finally and final keyword. Final.
Oh, I see.
Last time we discussed, right? If you make one class as a final, you are not able to
Okay.
override. If you make
Change.
one
Yeah.
variable
Mm-hmm.
as a final, then you are not able to change the value. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
that is the final keyword, and this is
Yep.
finally block.
Mm-hmm.
So you will get
Makes sense.
yeah. This is very important question. What is the difference between finally and final keywords?
Okay.
So finally will be
Got
used
it.
for exception handling. So this block will execute always whether exception came or not. So this block will execute always, and whereas in case of catch block will execute only in case of exception
Exception.
scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the basic difference between finally and final. Okay, now uh, yeah, this is clear, right? The syntax.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now let me give another example. So
Mm-hmm.
far we saw only arithmetic exception, correct?
Yes.
So arithmetic exception will come whenever you are doing 100 divide a number by 0, correct?
Something related to
Some
data.
number
Yes.
by some 0 and it's a data issue. Now let me uh, give another example. Exception demo. I will copy the same thing and I will give another example.
You just right clicking it and
So
modifying,
what I
yeah?
did, just copy the same file, right click, copy and paste in
Uh-huh.
the same line. Then what it will do, it will paste and it will give the number as a 5. If 4 is there, it will give
Okay.
5. 5 is there, it will give 6. File name it will
Oh,
rename it 567.
okay.
So and then after that you can modify the class name also. Class name
Oh,
and file name should be the same always.
mm-hmm.
The file
Okay.
name whatever giving here, also the same file class name also should be the same name.
Same. Mhm.
Okay, now what you will do, close others. Now see here average equal to 100. So instead of
Mhm.
average, what I want to do, I want to declare a string 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 instead of average names equal to, I want to define some names.
Mhm.
ABC is first name,
Mhm.
and the second name is PQR and XYZ. So these are the some of the valid names.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this yes, yeah. Now this one should be like this. Okay, so if you see here, right, so this is array, correct? String is a class and it's array symbol, so we can able to save more than one string. So this is one string, second string, third string. We are assigning all those things to string array, correct? Names is a array now of type string, so we can able to save
Okay.
more than one string, correct?
Okay. That's the syntax why is it
It's a
correct?
syntax. It is a syntax actually. It is correct. Say for instance,
Okay.
string means in general you can able to save one variable, one string, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But here I
Mm-hmm.
want to save more than one.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to save more than one variables, then we have to use array. So array means a data type and variable name, and this is array symbol.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
Quick question.
yeah,
So I cannot do like string name equals
uh-huh.
Samira, John, David. No,
Uh-huh.
not
Uh-huh.
like that.
You cannot. So whether
Oh,
you
I
can do
cannot.
like you can do
Okay.
like this. Hmm. Name equal to ABC. Just we can able to assign here only one name.
Okay.
You
Okay.
cannot assign like this. It will not allow. Did you see
Oh,
this
I see.
line number 8? So
Error
you are
showing.
not able to assign more than one string. You can able to assign
Mm-hmm.
only one, because this is a it's direct, it's not array. It is array but it is not array.
Okay.
If you want to assign more than one value, so you need to create a array. So like this. I will give another example for array.
Uh-huh.
Now
Uh-huh.
let me, I want to save student marks.
Mm-hmm.
Integer marks list.
Mm-hmm.
Marks means maybe 10, 23, 45, 11,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
something like this.
Uh-huh.
Is this syntax? Yes. What is saying integer? Oh, it should be like this. Flower bracket, not open bracket. Flower bracket. Yes, this is the one. Did you see this? I can able to save more
Yes.
than, I can able to send more than one number, correct? So
Okay.
integer array. If at all we use like a normal one, integer
Uh-huh.
age equal to 10. Only one I can
Mm-hmm.
able. I'm not able to assign 20. Can I able to?
Mm-hmm.
So it will not tell. If you want to save more than one, so
Okay.
you have to use array symbol.
Okay. That the third bracket or whatever you call is the symbol of array, and
Correct.
after the equal, you don't have to put third bracket again. You can use flower bracket,
Flower
right?
bracket, and you can define the values how many you want.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it is a
Got it.
integer, and so that I'm mentioning here integers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a
Okay.
string, so I'm assigning here bunch of string values, more than one.
String there. Okay, makes sense.
So
Yep.
this is an example of array.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how these values will be saved in the memory? So
Mm-hmm.
going to the save part, right? These arrays will be saved in the memory like this. So it will create a block. So in the
Mm-hmm.
first block, how many? 10. 10 will be saved in the first block. And what is the
Mm-hmm.
second value? 23, correct?
25. Mm-hmm.
And what is the third value? 45.
Mm-hmm.
So like that it will keep on creating the blocks till last value.
Mm-hmm.
And so what is the index for this one? 0, 1,
Mm-hmm.
2,
Oh, next
3.
start with 0.
Index start with 0.
Mm-hmm.
So if at all if you want to access second value, you have the index is
1.
1. The similar way, if you see the house right in a street, so many houses are available. For every house we are giving a dedicated number, right?
Yes.
It is
Yes.
easy to find out, right? If someone will come to where you can say my house number is 85, so I can come
Okay.
directly to the 85. Otherwise what he need to do, he need to verify each and every house, correct, to
Yes.
find out the
Correct.
person. It's very difficult for him, right? If you know the house
Mm-hmm.
number, then you can go to that particular house directly. Otherwise you need to verify each and house. Where is John? John is there in house number 1, house number 2, until getting the John. Until to see the John face, you need to verify each and every house, correct? It's very difficult. So to
Mm-hmm.
avoid this problem, just you can give the number, I am in house number 85, so that the user can able to come directly to that house and he can able to meet you.
Correct.
So that is the advantage of arrays, and how we are going to deal with arrays by using index.
Okay.
So the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now come back here. Say for instance, now if I want to read, so this the index is 0, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And the index of this one is 1, 2.
1, 2.
0, 1, 2, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Say for instance, if I want to retrieve the second, first index 0 and first index value, how to retrieve it? So this is the way. String, so I will remove this one. Okay, string name equal to names of which index value you want to retrieve.
Okay. First. Okay.
Bracket symbol, and you can give the index number. The name is having now, what is the first
Mm-hmm.
index value?
PQR.
Yes, now let me print the value. Name colon name, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now let me print it. Now let me name, instead of average I will give here name.
Mm-hmm.
Name calculation is done. Name, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
now basically we are getting name from names list by passing the index, correct?
Yes.
So 1 is a valid index, so you will get value is PQR. Okay, let me run
Mm-hmm.
and see the value. Did you see this? What is the name value we are getting?
PQR.
It is perfect, right?
Yes.
And if you give 0, what I will get value?
ABC.
Correct. And if I'll give index is 2,
XYZ.
correct. That is also fine.
Mm-hmm.
That is also fine.
Mm-hmm.
And if I give index is 3, what you will get?
Nothing.
Nothing. So, but let me see, let me run our program and we will see what will happen. See what is happened? Problem occurred while calculating the name, correct?
Okay.
And see here java.lang that array index out of bound exception 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You are looking for 3 index, but it is saying index out of
Error type.
bounds. Meaning you are
Error.
looking for some index and it is not there in the list. Did you see third index here?
No.
0, 1, 2 is there. 2 is the maximum, but you are looking for 3.
Mm-hmm.
You meaning out of bounds exception.
Okay.
So developer
Out
can,
of box.
yes, index out of bounds exception. So developer can able
Uh-huh.
to understand very easily by seeing this kind of error exception message.
Mm-hmm.
So developer can able to
So,
understand this. Yeah.
uh-huh. So this is not relating to exception, but I was wondering there is only 0, 1, 2, 3, 2 indexes in this example. What if we have so many indexes?
Yes, we are giving some. more, I mean, index that is not available in our data. Correct?
No,
Inside.
I'm saying like
Uh-huh.
here it's easy. I can say that okay, I want index 0, which is ABC, then PQR is 1. By eyeballing, I can tell that. But if I have XYZ, then after another data, then if I have a huge data, then it's hard to, count the index. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. If it is 100, if it is 100 elements are available, it's difficult to get the index.
Uh-huh.
But whenever you are trying to give any index, if it is not existing in the list,
Uh-huh.
your this particular line will fail.
Oh, I see.
If you
Yes.
give, even if 1000 is there, if you give 1001
Uh-huh.
index, it will fail.
Okay.
So you can able to retrieve only till 1000 elements. You cannot retrieve 1001. It is because it is not there.
Okay. Okay.
Even if
Makes
you give
sense.
1000 also, it will fail because 1000 index is not at all there. We have maximum index is 0, 1, 2. That's all. If you give
Okay.
above 2, anything it will fail.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
so this is example of array failure. So array index
Mm-hmm.
not five. So this is the second one. So the previous example what we saw is
Arithmetic. Mm-hmm.
arithmetic exception.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first one, and the second one is array index out of bound
Array.
exception. So like that we have so many exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the second example. Second type of
Mm-hmm.
exception. But you should aware whenever you are dealing with array like this. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to keep try catch. Correct? Whenever you
Okay.
are dealing with number divided, some arithmetic operations, then you have to consider it may raise arithmetic exception. Whenever you are dealing with arrays, you have to keep in your mind some point like it may raise array index out of bound exception.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
So
Mm-hmm.
whenever you are writing program, developer need to take care all these failure scenarios. They need to consider these points in their mind, and based on that they have to
Mm-hmm.
write the program.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Clear, right?
Yes, clear. But as you said, correct me if I'm wrong. So I can run the code with try and catch. It
Mm-hmm.
is acceptable. I don't necessarily have to use finally always, right?
Yes, finally is optional. Why we need finally?
Okay.
Finally
Mm-hmm.
is optional. If I remove it also, there is no problem. Yeah. Then what
Okay.
is the use of finally? Say for instance, if you want to execute a particular line always, if you have anything such kind of requirement,
Mm-hmm.
then you can write it always, whether its exception is happening or not. If you want to write, if you want to execute some piece of line, then you can execute.
Mm-hmm.
You can add this finally block.
Mm-hmm.
And then why we need finally block, meaning say for instance in this try block you are trying to connect a database. You connected to
Yeah.
database here, DB
Mm-hmm.
connection. We will see that one as part of in future class how to connect DB and all. DB
Mm-hmm.
connection, DB connection, open here. So you open the connection and you are trying to get the data and you are dealing with. The last line is here DB close. So if the failure happened here,
Mm-hmm.
so does this line will execute?
No.
But still we have to close the database connection. Then when you will close, where you will close? So these particular statements you can
Mm-hmm.
keep under
Finally.
finally block instead of.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So this line will execute always. Meaning we have to close the database connection always, whether its program is failing or not. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
We have to lock
Okay.
your door always, right? Whenever you are going outside.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
These
Yep.
kind of things called house cleaning activities.
Okay.
So whenever you are
Mm-hmm.
going out, you have to keep always, maybe you should not turn off your fan, light,
Mm-hmm.
TV, but still you have to,
Turn it off and.
but still you have to lock your door, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Forget out whether you have switch off your fan or TV or not, but still you have to turn, but still you have to lock your door. That is important, right?
Yeah. Makes sense. Yep.
In the similar way, this is called like a house cleaning activities. If at all, if you want to do some things must, whether your
Mm-hmm.
program is executing or not. So that kind of things
Mm-hmm.
you can keep under finally block.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody will ask like whether you turn off your TV or not. They will ask only whether you lock the door or not.
Okay.
If you are not locking the door, then nothing will be there. I mean, no TV, no fan, nothing, right?
Yep.
Everything will go out. People will take out,
Mm.
correct?
Yep.
So that is the main functionality. So if you want to do something must, then you have to write that things into finally block.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also one of the important question, why we need finally block. So like you can say some example, like if at all if you want to close the DB connection, so that should be
Mm-hmm.
under finally block.
Okay. Okay.
If you are
Okay.
not closing the DB connection, it is always it is open. So we
Mm-hmm.
should not open the connection always, right? So we have to close it whenever your using is done, your usage is done, we have to close the
Mm-hmm.
connection immediately.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that is the purpose of finally block.
Okay.
And the syntax is try, catch, and finally. Finally is optional. So
Yes.
you
Yes.
cannot put finally first and catch. So that is wrong actually. So first is catch and finally.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's clear, right?
Yeah, it's clear. Yep. Sure.
And still we have exception handling. It is not that. Still we have a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
we some throw, and when we are returning the values, how to handle it. So that is very important. So that we will see tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So how when we are returning the value, say for instance you are calculating name, get name. So we need to return
Uh-huh.
some value. So how to deal that scenarios? It is a little bit different. So that we will see tomorrow. Still lot more
Okay.
things is there in exception handling. So we will see that part, returning the value and some other stuff still
Mm-hmm.
is there. So that we will see
Okay.
tomorrow, say in same time.
Okay. I
Okay.
have another quick
Yeah,
question,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
Tell.
not related to Java,
Yeah.
but I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about the DB database connection, I'm
Uh-huh.
not 100% sure. You know SQL, right? So
Yes, I know.
can we connect Eclipse with SQL? Is it
Yeah, yeah.
possible?
Yes, yes. That is possible. And in your course list, there is a task is
Uh-huh.
there already. If you see, right,
Oh, okay.
it is there, course founder. So also you need it. You should know. COURSE. Okay. So in your course list, if you see that one, right, so there is a one particular task, database connection, DB connection, classes,
Mhm.
variable interface, and database connection. Yes, database connection. So as part of this thing, we will connect to one of the database, either MySQL or Oracle. How to retrieve the data from database, or how to send the data from your Java program to that
So
we will
is it
see.
possible? So it's possible to loop Eclipse with the
Yeah,
database,
yes,
right?
yes, yes, it's possible, and we will
Oh,
see that kind of
this is
example
a
whenever
new
we are
for me.
dealing with, yes, 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 we need to do that one. When you are dealing with Selenium, right? So you have to connect
Uh-huh.
database
Okay, okay. Thank you, Vinay.
to validate your data. So now
Okay,
we
makes
are
sense.
dealing with here, where is this exception handling? We are here now.
Mm-hmm.
So still we have so
Okay.
many things, throwable errors, exceptions, compile time. So
Uh-huh.
all these things we have to discuss it.
Okay. Okay, no
Okay,
problem.
we will connect tomorrow same time, and we'll
Yes.
see rest of the things.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thanks.
Take care.
Yeah, bye. Thanks. Take care.